Tesla has lost its position as the world's biggest seller of electric vehicles. The Chinese car maker BYD is now in top spot after its sales rose by nearly 28% last year to 2.2 million.
Sales of Tesla vehicles in Europe plunging in July. The European Automobile Manufacturers Association saying the company's new car registrations total just 8,800. Last month, down 40% year over year. China's BYD saw a 225% surge in new European registrations.
Something unprecedented just happened in the European car market, and it has executives in Germany, France, and Italy genuinely scared. A Chinese automaker just outsold Tesla. Not in China, in Europe. And the numbers behind this story are so aggressive, so relentless, that it raises one enormous question. Is this just the beginning? For decades, European automakers owned their home turf. Volkswagen, BMW, Stellantis. These brands weren't just companies, they were cultural institutions. The idea that a Chinese manufacturer could walk into that market and start eating their lunch? That was dismissed as fantasy just a few years ago. But the data doesn't lie. BYD, Build Your Dreams, just posted a 162.7% year-on-year sales increase in Europe. In a single month, February 2025, they registered 18,000 new vehicles on the continent. That's roughly 290 more cars than Tesla managed in the same period. And here's what makes this genuinely alarming for legacy automakers. BYD isn't even running at full speed yet. They're doing this with one hand tied behind their back, paying steep import tariffs that artificially inflate their prices. Imagine what happens when those barriers come down. Let's start with the raw data, because these figures deserve a moment to sink in. In the first 2 months of 2024, BYD sold approximately 6,800 cars across Europe. In the first 2 months of 2025, that number jumped to over 36,000. That is not gradual growth. That is not steady improvement. That is a company erupting into a market. A 162.7% increase year on year. To put that in perspective, Tesla, a company that redefined the global EV industry and built an almost cult-like following across Europe, grew its registrations by about 12% over the same period. Solid growth, but 12% next to 162.7% doesn't just look small, it looks like a completely different story. Both companies ended up with roughly 1.8% market share in Europe by February. Same number, but the trajectory? Completely different. BYD is accelerating. Tesla right now is consolidating. And here's what matters for where this goes next. BYD has far more models in its lineup than Tesla. They are a volume brand with a premium ambition. They are not trying to be exclusive. They are trying to be everywhere. Now here's something critical that most headlines gloss over. And it fundamentally changes how you read these numbers. BYD's EVs face serious tariff barriers in Europe. The EU imposed additional import duties on Chinese-made battery electric vehicles, making them considerably more expensive than they would be otherwise. For BYD's pure EVs, those tariffs can be substantial, enough to genuinely damage their price competitiveness. But BYD's plug-in hybrids? Those face just a 10% import tariff, the same 10% that Tesla pays on its Model 3, imported from China. So what has BYD done? They've leaned heavily into plug-in hybrids for the European market, not necessarily because that's the product they most want to sell, but because the tariff structure makes it the smart play right now. The uncomfortable irony here is that this creates a problem for European consumers. Study after study shows that European PHEV drivers rarely charge their vehicles. They buy a plug-in hybrid, get the tax benefits, and then drive around largely on petrol. So the environmental benefit is diluted. But from BYD's perspective, they're playing the hand they were dealt brilliantly. They are capturing market share, building brand recognition, getting their cars on European roads, and waiting for the moment when either the tariffs change or they open European manufacturing. And both of those things are actively being worked on. The strategic patience here is remarkable. They're not complaining about the tariffs, they're routing around them. Here's where the story gets interesting in a completely different way. across multiple countries, not just in Europe, but globally. Something happened in early 2025 that nobody fully predicted. A sudden dramatic rush on BYD showrooms, and on Zeekr showrooms, and on several other Chinese EV brand showrooms. The catalyst? Oil prices, and the global psychological shift around energy costs. When petrol prices spike, there's always a short-term bump in EV interest. But what we saw this time was different. It wasn't just, I should look into an EV. It was people walking into showrooms with their minds already made up, asking practical questions, making purchases, in many cases, same day. The sentiment had shifted. People weren't shopping for information anymore. They were done deliberating. They'd already crossed the mental threshold. And Chinese automakers were positioned perfectly to capture that moment. They had showrooms open in major European cities. They had financing available. They had vehicles in stock. And critically, they had products that looked competitive with European and Korean alternatives at meaningfully lower price points. March 2025 data isn't fully available at time of recording, but based on everything being reported from the ground, from dealers, from showrooms, from registration authorities, March is shaping up to be a record month. Not just for BYD, for Chinese EV brands in Europe more broadly. Now here's a part of this story that I find genuinely fascinating, because it connects to something I predicted years ago that got a lot of pushback. A couple of years back, I pointed out that BYD had a structural vulnerability. At that time, over 98% of their car sales were happening in China. Just China. And I said, that is a dangerous position. You cannot have all your eggs in one basket like that. If something goes wrong in your home market, whether it's competition, consumer sentiment shifts, economic pressure, or government policy, you have almost no cushion. Predictably, the comment section told me I was wrong. Some people were quite blunt about it. Well, in the first couple of months of 2025, BYD's sales in China dropped by roughly 40% compared to the same period last year. That is a significant decline. That's not a blip. That's a real contraction in their most important market. But because of the international expansion they've been aggressively pursuing, Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, Australia, that 40% China decline has been substantially offset. Their global numbers are still growing. The brand is still accelerating overall. This is exactly what diversification is supposed to do. When one region contracts, others absorb the shock. BYD built that international presence while times were good, and now it's protecting them when times in China are harder. The executives who dismiss the importance of geographic diversification, including apparently some people in various YouTube comment sections, are looking at this data right now and reassessing. Let's be direct about what's happening here, because European manufacturers deserve to have this spelled out clearly. They are facing a competitor that has mastered battery technology at scale. BYD makes their own batteries. They are not dependent on external suppliers in the way that European brands are. That vertical integration gives them cost advantages that are structural, not temporary. They are facing a competitor that has an enormous domestic market, even a shrunken version of it, that allows them to spread R&D costs across volumes that European brands cannot match. They are facing a competitor that has government backing in China, allowing for long-term strategic investment that doesn't have to deliver quarterly returns the way publicly traded European automakers do. And they are facing a competitor that, frankly, is very good at moving fast. BYD releases new models at a pace that European engineering cycles genuinely cannot match. While a new VW model takes 4 or 5 years from concept to production, BYD can move from sketch to showroom floor in under 2 years. The tariffs were supposed to slow this down, give European manufacturers time to catch up, but the PHEV loophole has blunted that strategy. BYD found the gap, drove a truck through it, literally, and now they're sitting at 1.8% market share and climbing. It's worth spending a moment on Tesla here because 12% growth during this period is genuinely solid. But the comparison reveals something important. Tesla's European growth is coming almost entirely from new model cycles and brand momentum. The new Model Y refresh is entering the European market essentially now. That is a real catalyst. And Tesla's supercharger network is still the best charging infrastructure in Europe by a significant margin. That's a genuine competitive advantage that BYD cannot replicate quickly. But Tesla is no longer expanding its model lineup at anything like the pace it once was. The company's strategic direction under Elon Musk has shifted. There's more emphasis on robotaxi, on Optimus, on full self-driving, arguably less obsessive focus on capturing individual vehicle sales across every price point. BYD, by contrast, is absolutely obsessed with market share. They will price aggressively. They will launch new models constantly. They will build local partnerships to navigate tariff environments. They will do whatever it takes to put cars on European roads. My honest prediction: within 3 to 4 years, BYD's European sales will be at least double Tesla's. Not because Tesla falls, but because BYD climbs relentlessly. Here's the truth that should be keeping European automotive executives up at night. BYD's 162.7% growth happened under adverse conditions. High tariffs, limited showroom presence compared to established brands, no manufacturing base in Europe, consumer hesitancy around Chinese brands, language and service infrastructure challenges. They grew 162.7% anyway. Now imagine what happens when they open their Hungary plant, which is already under construction, and start producing vehicles inside the EU. No extra tariffs, faster delivery times, European jobs on their payroll, which reduces the political pressure to block them. This isn't a company testing the European market anymore. This is a company that has decided Europe is a core part of its global strategy and is investing accordingly. The era of European automakers having a protected home market is ending. Not gradually, rapidly. The question isn't whether Chinese EVs will be a significant force in Europe. They already are. The question is how significant and how quickly European manufacturers adapt or struggle. So here's where I want to leave you. BYD went from selling 6,800 cars in Europe in the first 2 months of last year to over 36,000 in the same period this year. They beat Tesla in monthly registrations in February. They're doing it with one hand tied behind their back, and they're just getting started. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I called BYD's over-reliance on China as a risk several years ago. A lot of people disagreed. I'm curious what you think now. Drop it in the comments. Did BYD's diversification strategy play out the way you expected? And do you think European automakers can realistically compete? Or is the gap already too wide? Before we go further, if you're watching this and thinking this affects which EV or hybrid I should be buying right now, I can actually help with that directly. Whether that's which EV makes sense for your budget and lifestyle, what solar system is right for your home, or what home battery will actually deliver a return on investment, I'll give you straight answers based on your specific circumstances. No fluff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.